Hi, I'm Paul Ford.
And I'm Rich Ciotti.
And this is the Aboard Podcast, the podcast about how AI is changing the world of software. Rich, I just got back from Phoenix, Arizona.
That's cool.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
All right. So, you just got back from Phoenix.
It was a whirlwind tour.
Sounds like it.
It was a big city.
What were you doing in Phoenix?
I was presenting on vibe coding with a couple other people at the Inc. 5000 conference.
Inc. 5000 companies?
Yes, a lot of businesses.
That's a long list.
It is a long list. It was a good trip. It was nice to be invited.
All right.
And I had a kind of wild experience because usually I go to technology conferences.
Yeah.
And this was just business.
Okay, so just to clarify, it's not an AI conference.
No.
It's not a vibe coding conference.
We were a breakout session for business people who are curious about AI. And it's 5,000, so you're kind of in the longer part of the tail, not all the way down to small business.
It's not Fortune 500.
No. I mean, a lot of these people are from companies that are worth billions, but it is like these are on the smaller side compared to like Google, right? Like,
sure.
And that's where when people think business in America, they actually don't think about these businesses that much.
Got it.
But this is people who go to the office and sell carpeting and flooring and stuff like that, but at a certain scale.
Yep.
And they all have technology needs. And so just to kind of cut to the chase, we're talking in this room. It's me and a couple other people. And I sort of was like, hey, this is where I think software used to be. And this is where it's going to be next year. And so where it used to be was a process where you'd kind of need something. It would take a year or two. You'd need to get a consultant. You'd need to get a CTO if you didn't have one.
Yeah.
Chief technology officer. And it's kind of like spend. And then maybe a year later you get something, even if you use Salesforce.
Yes.
Even if you use something kind of off the shelf or very customizable.
So you're highlighting there is a certain size of business, which is sizable. We're not talking about storefronts.
No,
here,
it's like 50% of the economy. We just don't talk about it because it's so boring. No,
right.
For real. People care about like Mark Zuckerberg doing weird stuff. That's like good news.
Ray-Ban AI glasses.
If you go to the cover of the New York, if you go to the homepage of the Times right now, it's just Trump. Okay, for obvious reasons. But is there anything else going on in America right now?
AI, I guess?
No, there's a million things. There's a million things that are kind of on the horizon.
There's a lot bless their hearts, there's a lot of people who don't get caught in that news cycle and are actually just running their distribution business for whatever.
That's right. So it's sort of like we only can focus on like 3 or 4 stories right now in our addle-headed state.
Yeah.
And so this is everybody else.
Yeah.
I'm pitching to them, and they're nodding, and their eyes are lighting up, and it's nice. It's nice to be in a room where, like, I don't know, I kind of care about this cohort because the middle of the market is very forgotten, right? Small businesses we love. We love mom and pops. They use QuickBooks. They run the laundromat.
Yes.
We make movies about them. And then the big businesses we hate and love.
We read news about them.
They run the market. We give them acronyms. We're like, oh my God, here we go.
FANG.
What are they doing now? Because that's going to change my 401k. Yes. And then you have this big blobby middle. When we talk about them, we do things like make TV shows like The Office.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's just kind of they kind of suck.
Yeah.
They do boring stuff, and they're all sales, and they have like conventions at the Javits, and they install windows, and they need raw materials, and blah.
Yeah,
like
but it's trillions of dollars. It's a massive part of the American economy. It's a massive part of many economies. In finance parlance, it is the SMB, the small to medium-sized businesses. And when we say small, we don't mean a laundromat. We mean millions to tens of millions into the hundreds of a medium-sized business is considered hundreds of millions in revenue. I mean, just worth saying.
That's just the American economy doing what it does.
It's doing what it does, right? And there's thousands of them, many thousands of them.
Yeah, and they're filled with normal human beings who are trying to do a good job.
Yeah, and they're in the business because it's worked.
Yeah,
they didn't get there by chance. And talk a little bit about the sort of software no man's land they've always found themselves in. They run their businesses with computers. Let's say that out loud. Like, it's not 100 years ago. You only have to go back 30 years, and just the Microsoft Office suite changed how small to medium-sized businesses work, obviously. But they also use them to run their businesses. So why have they been left out of the party?
Well, I mean, it's actually pretty simple, right? And so their eyes lit up as I started to talk to them, because here's how the world works. If you read about technology, right?
Yeah.
You see giant platforms like Salesforce on one side,
Yep.
or SAP, and things that nobody knows what they really do because they do so many things.
Yeah.
And then you hire like Accenture to build out your SAP install for your giant manufacturing conglomerate.
Yeah.
And you go buy 3 companies and then you get them all into the same SAP system.
Yes.
On the other side, you have things like, I run my business on Notion. I get out $50 a month.
Right.
And I use QuickBooks and I use Excel and I use these tools that everybody can just grab. And they have tutorials and they have training. And sometimes there's, your accountant might take the output and put it into their system and so on. So pure software as a service, like really, really kind of generic tooling. And then you have this really ugly spot in the middle where you need things. You need custom accounting. You went public early and now you have to do the accounting for, even though you're a smaller companies still go public.
I mean, look, let's talk about accounting for a second.
Yeah.
You talked a bunch about SaaS tools and whatnot. The thing about accounting is you have to be buttoned up.
Like, if you're listening at home right now, when people talk about building a business, there's a threshold, let's say after like 30 people, where tax strategy becomes one of the most important parts of your job.
Yes.
HR and benefits and tax strategy. If you love business and you love entrepreneurship and you like to hustle,
that's coming for you.
You better get used to those 2 subjects.
Yeah.
That was, to me, the biggest shock of being an entrepreneur is like, oh my God, we're talking about taxes again?
Yeah.
So, okay, back to your point, right? So here you are, you're growing, and actually you can save like 15% of the money that comes in if you have a good tax strategy.
Tax strategy is meaningful, but frankly, also not getting in trouble is meaningful. Like,
compliance.
You have to file your taxes. Like, if you think you can just throw the numbers into Notion and then at the end of the year just sort of fold them into some tax return, like tax filing, it doesn't work that way. It's, as you reach a certain size, the processes overwhelm you. And you could do HR with spreadsheets.
Every now and then you meet a process-oriented CEO who just is like, thank God we're at this point.
Yeah. Here's the thing about software and business. If there's growth ahead, you get real frustrated real fast with your existing processes. So you're in this weird place where you're not investing in software because you think it's cool. You're investing in it because you can't seem to scale if you don't have better ways of working. And that's a weird place to be.
Also, all the SaaS tools will tell you, we can get you there.
Always.
And the big enterprise tools are like, oh, you want to play, you want to be a big kid?
It's a no man's land.
Get your checkbook out.
Yes.
And so you're kind of screwed either way. And then what they do, I'll set up a case. Like, let's say my sneaker manufacturing is going really good.
Yeah.
And I'm now getting like $30 million a year in revenue. Mm-hmm. And I got to hire a CTO.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I got so many orders coming in and suppliers and so on, and my tech is all over the place. Too many spreadsheets. How much does the CEO cost?
For a lot of executives, for a lot of entrepreneurs, they don't know the difference between a CTO and the guy who fixes your Wi-Fi.
But let's say I'm smart. I've been listening to this podcast. I'm going to go get a real CTO who's going to help me solve my problem. I mean,
you could spend hundreds of thousands of dollars for that for that role.
What's the first thing they ask for when they get the job?
Budget.
How much?
How much budget they have. Yeah.
And they're going to need a couple million.
Yeah.
Let's say your margins, you were doing good. You were making $15 million this year on your $100 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a fifth of that just went to...
It's unfathomable.
Okay, so that was your ski-doo.
Yeah.
That was your bonus pool.
Yeah.
Like just goodbye.
Yeah.
So that you can give the money to a bunch of other people so they can install software that looks not that different from the software.
And frankly, take control away from you in a lot of ways.
So SMBs are kind of like caught.
Many don't bother.
Most don't, right? Like
Most don't bother.
So they cobble it together, and they
They
hire
have more staff.
They hire that guy, and then that
Yes.
guy brings in somebody from India, and they kind of like
Yeah.
they're always looking for downward pricing. Like where can I save here?
Always.
Because
They don't care about it.
But they
They
don't
don't see it as differentiating. You know what they see as differentiating? How shiny their silk carpets look.
It's also like very, very few people in this industry, because this industry takes growth for granted,
Yeah.
can actually advocate for growth.
Yeah.
Right. So the CTO comes in, and it's not like rarely, unless you're really spending money and pretty serious, it's not somebody who will be like, I know how to get you there, and we're going to find you 20%.
No.
No, it's somebody who's like, this is a mess. Somebody get me, I'll clean up your mess. Give me $500,000.
I'll clean up your mess. Or I may say, invest a lot this year, and over the next 5, you'll save money. It's like that. It's not pretty.
So I'm talking to this room, and they're nodding, right? Because I'm sharing this because that's the room I'm in, and they're like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And all right, now AI makes its way into the picture.
Well, this is what's tricky.
So
and we have a strong opinion here, but vibe coding just looks like the answer to all of your problems.
Sure.
If you're this person, right?
Sure.
Because over here, I'm going to not be able to buy a summer house, and my bonus pool will be really small.
Yeah.
Over here, I have to keep using Notion or spreadsheets or this crappy tool from 25 years ago that everybody hates.
Yes.
And in the middle, I just tell a robot and run away. And it's all wonderful.
And we've talked a lot about vibe coding on this podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, the truth is you've got, in my view, in my mind, 2 cohorts that use it. The engineer, who's curious and knows how to like sort of surgically remove the bits that make sense and put them into the code base. And the non-engineer who's been given this promise, which is, I just need to manage my fleet better, right? And they type it in, and the robot never says no. And there's curiosity and enthusiasm and excitement. I have to assume you were in the room.
I have never pitched a warmer room. Just the warmest room ever. And I thought about it for a long time after.
Yeah.
Because I'm used to New York. I'm used to just hostile. Right?
Yeah.
Like just
yeah.
angry people who are pissed they have to.
Well, that must have felt good.
It did. People came up. They wanted to talk. They wanted to,
Yeah.
a lot of LinkedIn exchanges happening.
Sure.
I'm going to have some calls, all really good. So that's like good for our business. But I think what really struck me was how this giant part of the world can just kind of sit there in the middle. It's not attractive to most venture funding. It's not attractive to big businesses. It's not interesting to the media. But it's 50% of the frickin' economy.
Yeah, and let's talk about why it's not attractive. It's not because they don't like them or they hate them.
No, we like their products.
Well, no. For many, many years, why is this a neglected class of customer?
Right, because I mean everybody needs to get their muffler repaired, right? So
Yeah.
So why are we ignoring these people?
Because in the past, and to this day, we're not there yet. It's financially unattractive, in many ways untenable, to build custom software for a small business efficiently enough and cheaply enough that it's valuable. It's good value to them, and it's good value to the vendor, to the software provider.
Let me state this back to you and then get you to riff on it, which is the economics of creating custom software just don't line up with the economics of a medium-sized business.
They don't line up. It's the same.
It's like small business, you can scale out on the credit card, and they get no custom service.
That's right.
Big business, it's all hand-holding by giant consulting firms, and you get these enormous licensing
They have the
fees.
budgets to do it. The value returned, because they're at such a scale, is not hard to map out.
Sure.
Like it's gonna cost you $5 million, but I'm gonna save you 30.
Right.
If I can eliminate this one step for you.
Right, and you have 50,000 employees.
Yeah.
And they will all do a 2% better job.
The case for budget is much easier to put together. The SMBs, don't care much. Like, here's the thing that we want to say to the small business owners of the world. We don't mind you not caring about software.
Boy, they don't.
Why would you?
Yeah.
Why would you? You care about your suppliers giving you the right threads so you can make the right curtains or whatever it is and getting it to you cheaper. You don't care about software. And that's okay. You don't have to care about software. The challenge that's been to date is that the time and energy it takes to service those people, to give them a solution that makes sense only for them, is too high. And so we just didn't bother. And we're as guilty as anyone else, by the way. We turned away many small businesses at our agency in the past.
We had to because the economics didn't line up.
It didn't line up, right? And so that's okay. And now there's this promise, and there's a lot of promises right now in the world. There's a lot of promises around how tech is going to make it easier and simpler and cheaper, frankly, so that maybe we only have to have 2 conversations because it's so much easier to ship software. And the truth is, we're not there yet. It is an aspirational thing, but I think there is a massive opportunity if these tools are used the right way.
You know what it is, though?
Vibe coding doesn't do it. It's
No.
just not going to do it.
You know what I think we're unlocking that's going to be very interesting? And I want you to talk about this. And this is, look, we're marketing our product here, but this is actually relevant because this is a decision.
Our product is awesome.
Yeah.
We don't have to apologize.
No.
Check it out at aboard.com. Let's get that out of the way.
I'm not apologizing. I'm just sort of like our understanding. We're making decisions about the product based on kind of real world economics.
Yeah.
Here's the one decision that seems to really get people to lean in. No upfront costs.
Absolutely.
And that
Absolutely.
it turns
Which is
out,
scary to us too, by the way.
No, but it turns
doesn't
out
always make sense. We've landed some clients that had upfront because the ask was so big.
Yeah.
But yes.
But the reason that is so attractive is every time they've gone to do anything custom, they've been absolutely sticker shocked, hundreds of thousands of dollars just to kind of get some pixels on the screen.
Yes.
And that is what it costs. Like humans have to be involved. You got to make some decisions.
Yes.
The cost of just slopping pixels on the screen so you can have an argument about what you really want,
It's gone down.
It's gone down almost to zero.
It's very cheap.
Okay.
And it's not just to have an argument. They're also a starting point.
But the cost of actually shipping software is going down, but nowhere near as much. You got to actually, to get the thing you need is still time and money.
It is. It's less time and less money.
Yes.
It is less time and less money. And the truth is you have economies out there, you have cultures out there that are used to billing big, and it'll take them years to come to terms with the fact that their time is not as valuable because the tools are so powerful.
It's very hurtful.
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell people that. I don't know what law firms are doing now. They send you invoices based on hours.
I had a very nice guy who has an outsourced development firm come up to me after, and he's like, I gotta say, I just wonder if this is the death of my business.
It is. But you can live again in other ways.
Well, so I was like, look, play with our tool, play with other tools, and go take it to your clients.
Yeah.
Show them
if
what
you're
you got.
asking yourself that question, you should start to look around and what you're going to be next week and next year, right? Like, it's not a bad thing. The tools are powerful. They're not shutting you out. They're practically free. So go play.
Yeah.
All right. So it sounds like it was a smash. Did you get a standing ovation at the end?
No, it was a panel. It wasn't that well, but I definitely got more connection than I thought.
Roses tossed on the stage?
No, none of that. It was it was a breakout session. Then I went in the room and Damon Dash was talking about mushrooms and using AI to do medications.
Mushrooms like to get high, or mushrooms to eat?
No, it was like
pasta.
I still am not quite sure what happened. I had to go to the airport. But it's not, this wasn't really necessarily about us. It was just this moment where I realized this deeply underserved space is about to get the software they need. And I just don't think that is interesting to most of the rest of the world. And I really think it should be.
It should be. Well, first off, it doesn't have to be because you're feeling altruistic. There's massive amounts of money to be made if you play it right into that space.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I would love to see, the New York Times cover the 50% of the world economy.
Yeah.
That is sort of like emergent here.
Yeah. New York Times is busy.
They have a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
I'd love for us to really get to be known in that space. I think we'll be welcomed into it because I think no one's ever invited them to the party.
I mean, we literally built a space in New York City to invite them to the party.
Yes, they happen to be in Omaha, but that's okay. Come to New York.
They love to come and look out the window, man.
They love to come and look out the window.
And we can teach them about AI. Like, that is the structure of the company. So anyway, I guess what I would say is it was like a good validation. We have a lot of work to do. Everybody has a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
But, and boy, the thing is, like, vibe coding is not delivering. just yet.
Yeah.
But boy, do people want it to. And they wanted to for this reason. Not because they want to magically fire all the engineers and have this like super system that they can just whisper to.
Yeah.
It's because they just want their thing.
I want to make a closing point here.
Go for it.
Wrapped up in sort of the AI promise is, you can call it agents, you can call it automation, you can call it agentic, which is infuriating that word materialized. Is it a real word?
No.
What is that shit?
Just gotta make your peace with all this, man. We don't have control.
Anyway, I don't know why, like AI showed up and then agents showed up like a week later. And I don't know I think most people don't know the difference.
No, because this is all stuff we've been talking about for 45 years.
Yeah.
And they just, people just grab whatever concepts sort of feel the most usable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's the lack of empathy that comes out of like the big tech companies that are driving the AI boom in the valley. And like, this is the lamest podcast that Silicon Valley could ever come across. What we're talking about. They do not care one bit. Unless you're going to get a credit card out. If you look me in the eyes, I don't want to do business with you. You have to get a credit card out, and then you can run your shitty little carpet business. They don't want nothing to do with you.
I think what would be exciting to them is, okay, consumer credit card, but we can offer customization at scale so it feels like a human.
They don't believe you, what you just said. For now, like right now.
Fair enough.
No one buys that.
They don't.
And this is the point I'm trying to make, which is you can't automate away. Let's even say it took 2 weeks instead of 2 months to figure out how someone works, right? You can't automate that away. The thing about agents, when you unleash them into an org, they don't pause and say, hey, tell me a little bit about your business and let's talk about how we can improve some processes here. Nobody's doing that, right? Instead, what it'll do is it'll actually reinforce and further entrench how they work today. Like, they don't know, and they also don't know how to leverage it. So it's
know what we should rename agents? You know what would be a better name? Locusts.
Ooh, it's a little aggressive.
Yeah, but I mean, you're releasing the swarm.
It's like a biblical thing?
Yeah, and then they eat all the crops.
Is that what locusts do?
Yeah, it's not great.
It sounds like it's not great.
All right, so maybe not a plague.
No, it is agents in the most classically defined sort of silk suit sort of way, are sort of leeches that hang on to the real transactions.
Yes.
That's what agents are, right?
This is actually a subtle point. Help people understand what you're saying.
Well, I mean, what I'm getting at is these are companies, you pointed it out as like they never had access to great technology solutions, right? And the truth is...
Well, because those come with humans.
Always come with humans. There is a massive distinction between software and the solution context of software. Massive distinction. Software is brittle, stubborn, and you kind of have to work with it and read the manual.
Photoshop.
Remember there was a day when you go to the bookstore and there was just thick books about everything.
Boy, do I. Go ahead.
Yeah. The context of solutions is that it's another word for negotiation. You're understanding how a business works. It's like, well, why do you do that? I was like, well, let me tell you. And they get excited when they explain why that step is necessary.
Sure.
And then you have to somehow codify it into tools. And the truth is, agents are purely, they just want to skim off the top. They don't care about how you work. They just want to take a cut. And the truth is, yeah, they may make your steps more efficient and more rapid or more reliable, but they're not trying to make anything better. And again, the small business owner, they want this promise to be real.
Sure. So let me break it down just a little bit. So a consultant comes in, a solution provider.
Yeah.
And they turn your process into a system. That's their job. So now everybody can use the same system to enact the process, and the company behaves better and makes money more predictably.
And then you can build tools that enhance that change in how you work, right?
An agent comes in, and it's just like free jazz about what the process is, but it makes something that looks very processy and very...
It doesn't even... It's like we're overthinking it, and that's my fault. So let me apologize.
Good. Take responsibility.
All agents are automation. That's sort of unprompted
they're
automation.
Shell scripts. They're shell scripts on top of the LLM
database.
database.
Yeah. They're automation. Sometimes they can look sophisticated because they can do multiple steps of automation. But like I'm a mess and you're going to drop automation in. It's like, how about we have a conversation because I can't take spreadsheets anymore. Like no one wants to have that conversation. Instead, it's like automation. It's like, okay, that is enhancing in some contexts and in the right places, but that's not going to really be the solution. That's just not it. And look, the good news here is people are like, what happened to jobs? We've talked about jobs and AI, and it's like you're going to have to talk to someone maybe about how they work. And then you can use these tools. These are tools.
Can't have that 50% of the economy without actually having conversation?
No.
Well, I think
you don't have to talk as much. We don't have to spend months taking notes because the tools are amazing. They're amazing tools. But you do need to talk.
All right. Well, there we go.
Yeah.
I mean, God knows we talk.
By the way, we have no issue with actual agents, sports agents, Hollywood agents.
Literary agents.
I don't know what that is. Literary agents. They're all great people. Let's end it with that.
They're the best. All right, Richard.
Have a lovely week, Paul. Congrats on your very successful
Oh, what a journey.
Talk.
I took
in
a
Phoenix.
Waymo to the airport. It was an hour.
Speaking of agents.
Driven by a robot. It was magical. All right. Hello at aboard.com. If you need us, check us out. Try Aboard. Go to Aboard and type in your prompt and give it a little more detail and solve your SMB type problem. And if you need a little help, a little further advice, you can reach right out. We'll help you.
That's the talking part. Reach out.
We like talking.
Have a lovely week.
Bye.